What's going on, YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Litecoin, ETC, Bitcoin, and Dash. We're going to start out with Bitcoin today, but those are the four that I want to take a look at. And what I want to pay attention to today was the trend. And if this uptrend is going to continue here, and I think there's some key signs that I can show you guys to really keep an eye on as the price progresses and we continue to make these nice moves to the upside. So we're going to get into all this, guys. You get something from this channel, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Happy to be here with you today. And what I was looking at for Bitcoin here, as we are in a 6-month downtrend, it's important to realize we had an inverted head and shoulders. And I've talked to you all about this before. When I saw this inverted head and shoulders, that's when I started to look to myself and say, is this the bottoming pattern of this 6-month downtrend that we're in? And so far it has been. We've hit an inverted head and shoulders, and now we are in a short term trying to change it into an intermediate term uptrend, which is important right now because we want to get into that intermediate term uptrend to have it continue. But right now we're making those stair steps, those bullish stair steps. As we've come out of this inverted head and shoulder, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, we've came out, we've been following this green trend line, which is important. And that trend line I've been looking at on the 4-hour time frame. So it looks a hair different right now on the 1 day, but if you zoom in tight, that's the one I've been paying a lot of attention to because I want to see if the trend's going to continue to respect that trend line and continue to make these stair steps up one after the other, or if we're going to start having a breakdown through that trend line to where we'd start challenging some moving averages, looking at them for support. So with Bitcoin right now, I believe it's extremely important for us to get over about $9,600, and that's going to be this area right here. What I'll do is throw on a horizontal line of resistance force, and I'm going to go off the real body candles. And what you'd see here is about that $9,600, which we're going to need to get up through. And it's been important because each time in this stair step, after we've made a strong move, we've retraced, set a higher low, made a higher high. We just made a higher low. Now we're trying to make that next higher high. And that area would take us up to around $10,000 psychologically. I'd want to see us get over first. And then we could start looking at some areas around 10,905. But that's if this trend line can continue, we can continue to make these higher lows right in here. Right now, the candle hasn't closed yet for the day. We're waiting for the close, but this would be a bullish engulfing candle, and that'd be a really nice candle to start this move to the upside. And whenever you break through resistance, you want it to become support, just like we had over here. And it became support. The buyer stepped in right around $9,000, we'll call it, roughly. And then we made that next move to the upside. So that's what's going on now, and that's what we're looking at for Bitcoin. So in my opinion, I'm looking at this trend to continue to the upside. But like I said, if we see rejection and we start breaking down through this trend line, then I'd start looking around this 200-day moving average for support. And that's going to be around 8,862. 1 second, guys. I got to grab a quick drink of water here. So it'd be important for us to hold that as support because the bulls broke through the 200 moving average with a Marabazoo candle. That's a very strong candle on volume. You would not want to see us start dropping below that again. Then that would show that most likely we topped and we'd start moving to the downside. So that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. We need to get up above $9,600 and we need to turn it into support. And I start looking up around that $10,000 psychologically if we continue this move to the upside. We're up 4.4% right now, so that's looking good. So that's Bitcoin, guys. You like me covering Bitcoin, smash that like button. We'll move on to Litecoin. And with Litecoin, we're up almost at $73 right now. It's very similar to what we're looking at here. So my moving averages in white is our 200 moving average, and you can see our 20 crossing over top of that. We're getting a golden cross there. So that may be enough to help us get to that next level. And the next area I'm going to look at as overhead resistance for Litecoin is going to be around $78. That would be my next target to the upside, is to get to $78 and then hopefully turn that into support and keep moving up from there. Because past that level, $78, you'd start looking up to around 89, then 102. And it can happen very fast in this market. Guys, we know it's very manipulated. It just is what it is. We could dump, it could be looking like this candle right here, looking beautiful like a bullish engulfing candle. We close like that, then the next day we can dump down 20%. That's the crypto market. But in terms of just looking at the technicals here, it looks like we should get this next leg up. And if we don't get that, I would look for some type of support around $64.18. But we're looking pretty decent here. We had that rounded bottom or almost that cup and handle formation. And typically once you break out of there, you can run 30%. And that would take us up to some of these key resistance levels that we're looking at now. But you can see the trend and how it changed with this bullish engulfing candle right here. Right down in there, came on some volume, and that just changed the trend. We got a trend line break, and now we're moving to the upside, and that is what needs to continue. If we cannot continue the higher highs and higher lows, then most likely we'll start dropping to the downside. So that's Litecoin right now, guys. Let's just see if we get that next pump up to around $78.13 is going to be the upside target. Downside, we need to hold, we'll call it $65 is what's going to be important there. Next one we're going to go to is ETC. With ETC, this has been one of the strongest ones here. Good job, guys, in the comments pointing ETC out. This has been a nice one here. And you can see it broke through key resistances with strong volume. So do you see this resistance here? That was broken through. And then you take it to probably this next area up in here. We're just doing significant, very powerful. We broke through that on a nice strong candle on great volume. And now we've basically been flagging. So you can see that flagpole up. We consolidated or sold off slightly, power back up, then we made that next move up, higher highs and higher lows. So what I would be looking at next for ETC is going to be up here, this resistance area around $15. If we can continue this move to the upside with this bullish engulfing candle, if we close there and really get up into this area. And the reason why I say $15 is where I'm going to start looking. You can see a lot of fight back and forth here. And this was... So April 7th, 2018, roughly till August. So from April to August, there's a huge fight back and forth in this area from that $15 up to around $23. So that's going to be significant. And what we're going to need is power to get up through that. So now we're starting to really build those stilts. We're moving straight up really fast. So a lot of times we'll need one of those nice retracements like you see over here. See, after we moved very fast, we had a nice retracement, then the next push up. That's what we'd be looking for once we finish this move here and we start going basically straight up. That's when you want to take your profits or at least have a trailing stop loss in, because most likely you're going to start having that retracement so the market can breathe, and then you'll get that next push to the upside. But ETC, guys, right now, that is just cooking. If you look at that, that is great gains. So whoever was in that, congratulations to you. But we just want to see it continue making these higher highs and higher lows. You can see right up in here our high, higher low, higher high, higher low. We're going to see if we come up and make a higher high. So that's looking great. And then we'll go to Dash. And Dash was one, it's probably about a month ago, I was talking to you all about the inverted head and shoulders. So whoever watched that video, I think it only got 900 views, but whoever was part of that, I hope you guys are still riding it, because that inverted head and shoulders we were looking at, it was around like $50 or something, and it played out beautifully. Dash went all the way up to $155, and it happened extremely fast. And yet again, you can see one of these where we push up one of these flags, we retrace for about 3 days, then we have that next strong move with volume to the upside. But as we were looking at Dash here, you could see that trend starting to change, and we got that nice higher low here, bullish engulfing candle again, strong move to the upside. So for Dash now, what I'm going to be looking at is trying to get up above, we'll call it 121, 122 is going to be an area, and then I would probably take it even as high as around that $180 mark. If this is some type of flag here and we're just consolidating sideways and we're about to get the next push up, I would look at those areas, that 122, maybe even up here around 133, 135, where we have real body candle closes, would be another area that I'd look at. But, you know, guys, these are the things that I pay attention to. I look for flags just like this. This may really push up into a nice push back up, even higher up into these levels, because traditionally on these flags, what you'll look for is that big stick of volume. You see that? And then volume dies off. Excuse me. And then you look for that next leg to the upside. And whenever you have those resistances, you want to turn them to support. So break through it, find support on it. Break through the next one, find support on it. And also, I really love to look at trends. As you can see, this trend over here, higher highs and higher lows, continuously coming in. See that trend, guys? And then how quickly it can change. And that's why I like to trade, because I don't want to be in a position, say I even bought down here $57, I ride it all the way up and makes it almost $200, and then I continue to hold that as it goes back even lower, and it actually made a lower low than what we had before. So that's why I think trading in this market is so important, because of the volatility of this market. Things move extremely fast, and you want to take advantage of them, or you want to get out of something before we have massive crashes like we did over here. When we were making lower highs and lower lows, we were at 104. We dropped all the way down to $66. That's a huge percent to the downside, and you don't want to lose that type of money, guys. But that's just me. I'm not your financial advisor. If you get some from this, you like me covering LTC, ETC, BTC, and Dash, let me know down low. God bless you all. Take care, my friends.